We saw last time that this one who was to come would come as a child and be miraculously born of a virgin. And yet there is more to say than that. Let's read how Isaiah describes this coming king in Isaiah chapter 9, verses 1 to 7.
But there shall be no more gloom for her who was in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the latter time he has made it glorious by way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in the land of the shadow of death, on them the light has shined. You have multiplied the nation, you have increased their joy. They rejoice before you according to the joy in harvest, as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, you have broken as in the day of Midian. For all the armour of the armed man in the noisy battle, and the garments rolled in blood, will be for burning, fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. His name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there shall be no end, on the throne of David, and on his kingdom to establish it, and to uphold it with justice and with righteousness from that time on, even forever. The zeal of Yahweh of armies will perform this.
What Isaiah says here is quite unique. Not only was this child to be born, but a son would be given. What does that mean, and whose son would it be? The following section can bring some clarity to this. Isaiah says that the one to come would be a great ruler, taking the responsibility of government on his shoulders. But then he gives him 4 distinct titles. He tells us that this person is the Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. The promised king would be a wonderful counsellor, providing guidance and wisdom for his people, and telling them all about God. More than that, as the next phrase tells us, he would be Mighty God himself, come in human flesh. Then we read that he would be the everlasting Father of his people. Effectively, as Colossians 1:18 has it, he is the head of the body. He is from the beginning, the firstborn from the dead. And then, the final phrase here, Prince of Peace, reminds us that he is the one who is able to offer us peace and reconciliation with an offended God. Those who were at enmity with God will now be reconciled to him through this coming king.